Welcome back, everybody. This is Glockman4519. I'm back with another ROMA review. This one here is Chroma. Um, Let me get this out of the way first. I want to tell you guys that this is not just a review on or overview of the ROM Chroma, but also I am testing and reviewing the Kernel Blackbird, which is the latest update to it. And I've got to say, Blackbird kernel and this ROM was made for each other. Now, the kernel that comes with Chroma is an outstanding kernel on its own. I highly recommend that you flash and run that kernel. But if you are into flashing custom kernels, I highly recommend Blackbird's latest version on this ROM. It's I've had nothing but good, very good battery life. The colors just pop. I love this ROM. And you guys know me, I don't like stock ROMs or stock like ROMs. The more custom features in a ROM for me, the happier I am. But I'm going to tell you right now, I'm guessing this ROM is probably going to stay on my phone somewhere for quite a while. I like it. I don't know. I don't know what it is about it, but I really like this ROM. We're going to go ahead and get started here. Um, this is for the Nexus 6, Android version 6.0.1. It's got the latest updated security patches. The kernel, again, is Blackbird by Raventech, and it is the latest version. That's version 1.8.1, and it is running great. Outstanding. And I'm going to tell you what, guys, I've been beating the crap out of this phone trying to see how the ROM and the kernel were going to react with each other. And I'm gonna tell you what, this is a bulletproof ROM. If you guys are looking for a daily driver and you're not into a bunch of custom features, this is the ROM to run. That's all I can tell you. It's that good. Um, the build number is MTC 19T, and of course the build date was May the 4th. And I have been running this on this phone since May the 4th. When it came out, I made a decision then that I was going to run this, and I kind of ran it for like a day or so, and then I decided I was going to actually mate it with Blackbird kernel, and I wanted to just beat the dog crap out of it, and I wanted to see how it was going to run, and I just love it. It does not come permissive. It comes enforcing. I went into my build prompt and changed some things around so I could get permissive. Again, I told you guys before I run some apps that I need that, so that's why I do that. We're going to go to the developer options. You have your advanced reboot. And remember, guys, this is a stock like ROM. There's not a lot of options in here. You have your USB debugging, you log stuff here. You have your networking. Then, of course, you have your input and drawing. You're going to get your multi-window mode there. And that's about it because even your last app kill is not in this area. um, Security quickly. I only want to go through security because it does have the blocked caller list. I know somebody asked me about that before on some different ROMs, and this one does have it in it, and there's where it's at. And of course, unknown sources, make sure you tick that on if you guys are side loading or installing any apps from your SD card. You need that turned on. Um, I'm not even going to go into sound and notification and display. Well, maybe display, because you do have the theme. You can choose light or dark. I am running the dark, um, just because before I put this layers theme on here, I loved the color of it. It was black, and with that coloration, that black and that teal green, and it just looked beautiful. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the kernel. It looked good even before I put Blackbird kernel on it, but it does something to the color on this phone, and it just all the colors pop. I mean, I love it. This is one of the best looking ROMs I have ever flashed on this device. I'm just telling you, at least for my eyes, anyways. You have your sleep mode. You can set that up however you like. I usually go 2 minutes on that. Don't ask me why. I just do. You have power button twice for camera, and then of course your vibration for camera, and you have your ambient display. Um, to set up your, that's under sound and notification. If you want to set up your Notification lights, that is where you're going to find that at. Same with your battery. That's where you're going to find that at. And of course, while we're here, I will go into other sounds, let you see what's there. Pretty standard. This is the second video I'm doing because I got a notification on my last one right at the end, and I didn't have them turned down. Okay, let's go ahead and get into Chroma. These are your custom settings. Of course, one of the most important ones is the About Chroma. This is where you can go to donate to them. And I'm going to get on my soapbox again and tell you guys, if you are using this ROM as a daily driver, you should donate. Just even $1. If everybody donated $1 that was running this ROM, their server costs maybe paid for a year, or whatever. But show your appreciation. At least say thanks, because those guys put a lot into this. Then you have your status bar settings. You have your battery. Of course, I have mine completely shut off. I don't want people getting the wrong idea about battery draining. I have my brightness up on 100%, and I am recording a screen recording on high definition, so it's going to eat up my battery. Plus, I have quite a few other systems running in the background, and they are all doing the same thing to my battery, draining it. Let's see here. Brightness control, show notification count. You do have your quick pull down, and your smart pull down, network trafficking, or traffic. Listen to me, trafficking like some kind of drug trafficker. You have your status bar icons where you can pick and choose what you actually want to show on your status bar. Underneath that, you have your clock widget, which is basically what it is. It's that widget. This is where you would set that up, and of course your weather panel. This is where you're going to set that up at. And underneath that is going to be select and order tiles. Now this is your drop down. Is that cool or what? This theme's awesome. What I don't have picked, I'll show that first. That's the only one I don't have picked. This does not have a lot of options, but remember, again, this is a more like stock ROM than anything. That's the reason I picked it. I wanted a really simple ROM, good solid ROM with just a couple custom features on it. And I'm actually glad I did because, like I said, this ROM is going to hold a place on this phone. Let's see. Enlarge first row. Then of course, you have your number of tiles per row. You can go all the way up to 5, I think. Yep. And you have your brightness slider, and then of course, advanced location. Under your next one up is your nav bar. You can enable or disable your nav bar. You have your buttons and layout. Very simple to do. You basically hit edit, physically drag the buttons where you want, then hit save. I'm going to put them all back, but again, hit save. Bob's your uncle. Everything's good to go. And you have your nav bar height and width. Default 48 dp. I am running 52 dp right now. And also the width is 42 dp default. That is the highest it goes, and that is where I'm running it. Then you have your show arrow keys while typing. And here is where you're going to find a kill app back button right here. You do have the next is recent settings. You have your clear all button. They do give you six different places to choose from where you want to put it. Then you have clear all tasks, and then enable search bar in recents if you guys want that feature. Next up would be your gestures. Now this is your double tap to sleep. You guys can pick and choose where you want it or if you want it, either status bar, nav bar, or double tap to sleep anywhere on the lock screen, or choose them all if you want. The only one, of course, I like is the 3-finger gesture, which is awesome. You just touch 3 fingers on the screen, drag down, you have a screenshot. It's that simple. No more reaching for the power button and the down volume at the same time, or pulling your quick settings down, looking for your screenshot tile. If you have one, it's 3 fingers and down, screenshot. Love it. Then we have our lock screen settings. Not a lot. Again, this is a stock-ish ROM. You're not going to get a lot of settings here, but these are what you have. Up next will be the power menu. Now this, I was kind of surprised here because we have a lot more settings than what I thought that they were going to give us. If you download CyanogenMod, even though that is more customized than say this ROM, at least I think. Actually, to be honest, I think this is a little more custom. But they don't even give you this many features, and I just love it. Each one of these I use. I like the way they did it. They didn't overdo it. I'd like to see screen record in here, but other than that, spot on. A very good job. After that, of course, is your volume rocker. This is where you can pick and choose, what you want to do with your volume keys. If you like to listen to music a lot, you can set this all up for that. And that is it for custom settings. I am going to go into the Layers Manager now and show you guys what I am running for a Layers theme. Of course, the last couple ROMs I showed you Accent, which is a brilliant Layers theme. You double that up with a dashboard from the Play Store, and you can pretty much change color on the fly. And it allows you to, change out your header, your um, your contextual header, and you can put a custom picture in there. It's just kick ass. And then, of course, I think my last video I showed you Tronic, which is called. Anyways, it's another one. But here is another one that's really cool. It's called Shaded or Shade UI. I have both the Shade UI and the Shade UI Pro. I highly recommend you get the Pro. It gives you some extra features which are pretty cool. The first thing you would do is you would install the Shade UI Pro. This basically gives you your color and your background. This is the shading part of it. And the way I have it set up right now is I have amber as my color. Or wait, actually, I have it set up as black as my base. Then I have teal as my secondary color, and then this I actually have set up as diagonal. I'm not going to flash it again, or I'm not going to install it again, but this is how I have it set up. So you would go ahead and if you'd hit it like that, you'd hit that little paint icon. It would install your layers theme. You'd have to reboot or soft reboot your phone. Then when it comes back on, you would go right back into your layers manager, and you would go right to your shaded UI. And then you scroll down, and then this is where you're going to get all your apps done. So you would basically turn that on. That's how I do it. Of course, I make sure Nova Launcher's not in there, because if it is, I run an older Nova Launcher and it's going to force close on me. So, but anyways, then of course under your AOSP dialer, you want to pick whether you want normal or shade. I always go shade, shade, rounded edges. Yes, I like the rounded edges. And then of course I go with a one column settings panel. Then below that, you definitely want to pick Marshmallow. If you're running Marshmallow, it does give you the lollipop option, and this also works on the end preview. So you would pick Marshmallow, pick them all. You definitely want to have this installed here, these ones down here. Then, of course, you would hit that little paintbrush icon, reboot your phone, and what you're going to end up with is this. And it is, I just love it. And it matches the Chroma ROM perfectly. I just think I think it looks great. If you go into the dialer looks like this. I mean, is that cool or what? Contacts, kind of like, well, I guess the contacts aren't really themed that well, but you could just use dialer for that. Slide over, there's your contacts, and you know. So, but anyways, it is a really nice theme. Highly recommend it. It goes very well with Chroma. The wallpaper that I'm running here, I also got off of Chroma's Google Plus page. That's where I got this at. So head on over there for the wallpaper. If you guys liked the video, give it a thumbs up. I highly recommend this ROM. Highly, highly recommend this ROM. If you do not like a lot of custom features in your ROM, seriously, guys, you need to try Chroma. Also, Blackbird Kernel, thumbs way up on that one. He definitely did a good job on that. It pretty much stood up. I'll tell you what, guys, quickly, I will show you. I ran an Antutu today. I was really messing around with it. And this was my result on Antutu. That was my score today. And I was not really, I didn't really overclock it much. I think I was running, its stock is 1460 something, and I think I was or 24 something, and I was like right at 25. So the very next step up. I mean, it's just a great kernel. It just works great. Okay, well, I'm going to let you guys go. I've been keeping you long enough. Again, this is Chroma. I am running Blackbird kernel on this. The stock kernel for Chroma is great. You don't need to flash Blackbird, but I recommend Blackbird kernel. It's a very nice kernel. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. I want to thank all of my subscribers, and I will see you all in the next one.